Hello, good people of the internet. It's almost Thanksgiving here in the United States, which means a lot of companies are having sales right now. So I thought I'd review some products this week. We're going to start out with the Mini Dungeon Tome from AAW Games. I got this on Kickstarter. I will say that the hard copy I have has a boatload of typos and grammatical errors. The PDF that I got as part of that Kickstarter, it's been updated a couple times. Not as many. I don't know. I don't see them. I don't catch them. Also, one thing in the physical copy that I have is some of the unique monsters to AEW don't have stats in the book, but they are in the PDF. So I'd probably recommend the PDF over the hard copy, but hard to say. Also, I think the PDFs are a little bit better for this kind of product because you can copy and paste or print out just the 2 or 4 or I think maybe even 1 of 6 pages of the adventure rather than have a whole big giant book with you. So let's get right into it. It's over 130 adventures is how it's advertised. Not really sure how many there are. I have the 5th edition version. I will say that as of today, it's Tuesday the somethingth before Thanksgiving. There's a 50% off everything on the website coupon. I think it's something 2020. I'll come back and edit that in a little bit. Let's go into just a couple of the adventures. The first one is kind of interesting. That's not the first one. This is the first one. The bookmarks are a little bit weird. There's no bookmark for the stats over here on the left. Anyway, the first adventure, 6 Feet Under, is a one-person adventure, which is kind of interesting. You don't get a lot of those. I actually kind of like this adventure. If I was playing on one-on-one, it would be kind of a cool way to start. It also ties into a future adventure or adventures later in the book. I'm not sure how many, but at least one more. It ties into, I believe this one, the Rats of Verdant Reach. One thing you can notice is the maps are pretty colorful. I will say that they get a little repetitive, a lot of straight halls and squares. This isn't one. One thing you'll notice in the PDF is there are links to some summary stats. So this is at the end of the book and at the PDF. You've got kind of the most important parts of a stat. I still have this over here so I can easily get back if I need to. So that's one way that you can easily look up some stats for the different creatures in an adventure. Just going to scroll down to pick your wits here. Also, not squares. That's funny. Let's just pick one over here that I kind of like. Our profits right there. So one thing about these adventures is some of them are pretty mediocre. Why you're there isn't all that good or interesting, but some of them are really clever. And I like this map is, yes, it's square, but it's got a lot of color to it. Spoilers, if you're going to play. Just a warning there might be some spoilers in this video. There's something going on underground, and you're paid to find out what that is, and at the end you're not necessarily going to kill whatever the cause of that particular thing is that's happening underground. As a matter of fact, you probably don't want to. So not everything is kill, murder, death, kill in this particular product. I would say I played 3 so far. I enjoyed them all. I changed something in every one of them. They're great inspirations. The maps are good inspirations. Some of them are really clever, very different than any of the other items like this that I have. Let's just scroll down while I'm talking a little bit. Here's an interesting one. This is called Chrome Devils from the Swamp. And again, spoiler, this is about a spaceship that crashed, I think. Yeah, so this is the inside of the spaceship. It's kind of weird that it would be straight halls and squares, but the concept is really cool. And it really inspired me to change up the idea a little bit, use a little bit of the maps, definitely use the whole concept for this, and it saved me hours to do this, even though I kind of changed up what it was a little bit, but it's clever. This one is for any level, and what it really does is lay out a ship, a flying ship that you can use with NPCs There doesn't necessarily have to be an adventure within this one, but it actually, maps out the ship. It lays out information on the ship, says how the ship works. It's got a whole section here on the crew and on the decks. And you'll note that the art is actually pretty good here. Of the Glacial Bear, 174. So this one, here's a good example of where the PDF is better than the hard copy book that I have. The Glacial Bear in here, no shock, there's a Glacial Bear. It has legendary actions that are not defined in the book, but in the PDF there is an actual full stat block. This would totally be usable in a Rime of Frost Maiden adventure. So 130 adventures. I would guess 20 to 30 can be used by me kind of as is, just like that. Another 30 to 50 to 80, 30 to 50, I think have some really cool concepts, some interesting maps, some interesting NPCs, but the story needs to be rewritten. It just doesn't fit my style of play, or it doesn't fit, it just doesn't make sense. There's one where some creatures kidnap a medium, and then when the PCs show up, they're just going to kill the medium. That doesn't make a lot of sense. They kidnapped her for a purpose. Why would they kill her just when some PCs show up? So there's some things that you want to change, but here's what I'll say. It's a good deal. At half off, it's an amazing deal. You can buy map packs. I'm going to switch over to their website. Here's this really cool thing on the Mini Dungeon Tome Adventure Assistant. I can put in what system I'm playing, so I'm paying 5th edition. I'm going to go with 3rd level. I'm going to go with aquatic. Let's see if there are any 3rd level aquatics. There are not. Let's just go with any environment. 3rd level. Here we go. Does it include undead? Does it include traps? Does it include puzzles? How big is the party? What level does it work for? Over and over. It's kind of cool. Let's see how much the Tome map pack is. It's $40 for the maps for all of the adventures. Like I said, I think everything is 50% off today. Don't know how long. Oh, there it is right there. 50% off everything. Use coupon code 2020. So you can't use it for Rise of the Drow or Drow, which I think is really expensive, or subscriptions. 50% off everything. So $20, you would get 520 maps for $20 today. That's a great deal. The Mini Dungeon Tome PDF is also $40. So you could get both of them for $40. There's a Fantasy Grounds version, I believe. I don't play on Fantasy Grounds. So let's go back to here. All in all, what I'm going to say is this is a really good deal, maybe even a great deal at its regular price. At half off, it's a phenomenal deal, and you should take advantage of the 50% off coupon that's available right now. I'm going to be doing more of these reviews this week, and kind of anytime I'm aware of a sale, I'm going to try to do a review, or maybe do some reviews and save them up so when sales happen. Anyway, if you like the video, please like it, subscribe if you want. If you really want to support me, I'm looking for work right now, so if you want to support me while I'm doing these videos, while I'm looking for work, while I'm doing other things, I do sell stuff on DMsGuild. You can find the link down below. I really appreciate you watching it, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Definitely a thumbs up, 2 big thumbs up for the Mini Dungeon Tome from AAW Games. Have a great day, everybody.